If you're building an AI app where you are ghostwriting, meaning you're wanting to mimic the writing style of your users, then here is a prompt that you can't miss. Because I've been working on a similar project, building it with Bubble.io, and I wanted to share with you a model that I found and how I've turned it into a prompt. So I came across, in fact, I was using ChatGPT to research what models are there out there to analyze someone's writing style. And I was basically wanting to find a structure that would break down how someone writes into a series of domains or dimensions, so that I could then feed that back into an AI and say, follow this description of how a user writes. And the one that I came across and I preferred out of the several that came up is one called the Copyhacker's voice model. And so it's got 6 dimensions: tone, cadence, vocabulary, grammar, structure, and persona and attitude. And so what I've done is take that, put it into a prompt, and say, you are a writing style analysis. Your task is to examine the voice and style using this model. And then I give it some instructions and some formatting that I want it to use. And then I give it a particular structure. So what I'm doing is I'm saying to the user, supply some writing samples of yours, and then I'm going to put it through this prompt. I mean, I've not tested other models, but GPT 4.1 is working fine for this. And then all I do is send it by inserting, and this is a poor example, this is just a part of my own academic writing, by saying, here is what the user says. The user says, here's the sample, and here's what they send. And then you can just run the prompt, and you get back an analysis of it. So such as, basically, because this is a piece of my academic writing, it's all quite formal. And we get it back broken up with these XLM tags, which is quite a good way of structuring data when it comes to sending it off to an LLM. So what I can now do is I can copy this, and I will set up a new prompt, probably by just clearing this out. And I'll say, write a blog post about Bubble.io using these writing styles described within the copy hackers voice model. And then I paste it in. And in fact, actually, what I'd say is I'd change this, and I would say something like, I'd say something like, you are a ghost writer for a blog. Use the writing style described to write content. And then actually I would put this into user, because this is, so my system message is what I would apply to every single message that I send through it. And so I would do something like write a blog post about, I'll say, Bubble.io and no code. And then I would say writing style. I paste it in. Okay, now I've not prompt engineered this. It's very simple, but you can see that it's picked up on certainly some of the formality that came across in my academic writing. So it's picking out, it's being very formal in its writing, reflective analysis. But I'd say that has taken, that's taken the topic, and I'd say with some revisions, with some prompt engineering, certainly some better examples. I mean, the suggested is kind of putting in more than 5 examples of some naturally written text by the user. One thing I point out is I've noticed that we get these horrific M dashes, which are a very clear way of telling content certainly generated by OpenAI at the moment. And we've got a tutorial that describes basically a really easy way of getting rid of M dashes and replacing them with commas, and how you would do that in Bubble.io. Because if you're learning Bubble and you want to accelerate your learning process and you're struggling to find answers to your questions and you feel like you're wasting loads of time, then become a Planet No Code member in order to get access to our library of videos. But you can query those videos using AI. We've custom trained our own GPT effectively, and it just means it's trained on all of our content, so you get the right videos to your questions at the right time, nice and quick.